You are at Lake Rant, where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one's for John, who says rant about furries. I think I did this one before, but he specifies, how would I explain what a furry is to my grandmother at Thanksgiving? What is the appeal? Is it just a phase, or is it permanent unconventional sexual preference? Or are furries an emerging class of citizens in need of protected status? I heard an anecdote that a furry working in Silicon Valley filed an HR complaint because there were no litter boxes in the company bathrooms. That can't be real. That absolutely can't be real. I mean, furries are not necessarily otherkin or people who believe that they are animals. I think for the most part, furries are just people who are sexually attracted to anthropomorphized versions of animals, specifically anthropomorphized versions. To be a furry is not to be into bestiality. Not to say that there's nobody in the furry community who is into that kind of thing, but they are generally shunned by the community for the same reason that lolicons don't like to be associated with pedophiles. So, I wouldn't say that, I don't think being a furry is really that strange of a thing. I mean, there's fucking millions of them. It's not like all of them are represented by the extreme ideas of what you could apply to a furry. How would you explain it to your mom at Thanksgiving or your grandma? First of all, why are you even talking to your grandma about furries? What the fuck do you care what your grandma knows about furries? But if you had to explain it, just be like, it's people who you ever just say, Grandma, have you ever heard of Sonic the Hedgehog? And she'll say, is that a video game? And you'll say, yeah, well, it's people who want to fuck Sonic the Hedgehog. And she'll say, oh, I wanted to fuck Sonic the Hedgehog back in the 90s. He was all the rage. Me and my friends used to get together and play Sega Genesis into the wee hours of the night, fantasizing and schlicking our puss about the Sonic the Hedgehog. What is the appeal? I don't know. I'm not a furry. I mean, I think it would probably differ from person to person. I don't think that you can ever so easily just, what is the appeal of woman? If I said, I just am attracted to women. I don't know what the appeal is. It's just the way that I feel. The appeal is that I have sexual reproductive urges and, certain women, for whatever reason, my mind associates them with what is attractive. I have no fucking idea. Is it permanent unconventional sexual preference? Possibly. I mean, I don't think it's I don't think you can really control what you're attracted to. I think that is just something that you look at something, you feel attracted to it, and you go, oh shit, I guess I'm attracted to that. I mean, could it be a phase for some people? Sure. I think that what you are attracted to changes naturally over the course of your life. So it's inevitable that some people will be attracted to it for a while and then something will change and they won't be anymore. Just depends on what they associate the imagery with in their mind. But that doesn't mean that it's something that can necessarily be changed or should be. I think it's more like, it just happens to some people and it doesn't happen to other people, that their tastes are going to change in and out. But nonetheless, is furry something you're born as, like being gay? I think that it's less likely that you just are born naturally attracted to this thing and more that something in your, upbringing triggers it in some way. But there's definitely a furry voice. In the same way that there's a gay voice, not all gay people have the gay voice, but when you hear the voice, it's usually a gay person. And the same goes for furries. Not all furries have furry voice, but when you hear the furry voice, you go, I bet this person's a furry. And it turns out you're right most of the time. Doesn't mean it's always true, just saying. There's a correlation. And I think that's really funny, because it definitely makes it feel more like a natural thing. I mean, it could just be that furries hang out with other furries and pick up their dialects, but, I don't know. I'm fascinated with it. That's all for that rant.